value can be anything. And like any other subject or branch of knowledge, values can also be divided as good and benevolent values and their opposites. Some of the values are very common for all people in this world. Discipline is a very, very important value. If the discipline part is taken away, then you will find there will only be chaos and destruction in the world. If you look into the very expression and function of nature, you will find it is very, very disciplined. For example, we are all living upon the earth. The earth goes on revolving, and it was revolving ever since it came into its orbit. And this revolution of the earth has been going on very consistently, regularly, unfailingly. The trajectory it keeps is the same as far as I know. Even if there is a change, that change also will have a certain disciplinary note there. Then the time taken for its own revolution on its axis is the same. The time it takes for going around the sun is also the same. This makes the morning and the evening subject to a disciplined course. Suppose the earth was not doing this, do you think our life or earth's own existence would have been possible? If any kind of a common program is there, that program has to be according to a time so that all people can assemble there. It also has to end so that all people can depart. Without this specification or specific fixing of the time limits, can there be a program held? Think of a class in a school. The school commences at a particular time. There are 4 or 5 periods. The bell is rung. Children move from one class to the other or sit in the same class. The teachers come by turn. And the school departs at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And there are holidays, Saturday and Sunday, or only on Sunday. Unless there is discipline, is it ever possible? You take of your own body. The heart takes consistently the same time for its beating and relaxing. The lungs also take. A person's breath is generally supposed to be constant and regular. The same heartbeat. Suppose there is a change in the heartbeat, it is a kind of an indiscipline, irregularity, and it has to be gone into. Is it that the heart can beat in any manner? You only want me to circulate blood in the system. I will do it in my own manner. For one beat I will take 10 seconds, and for another I will take 15 seconds. It is up to me. If the heart begins to feel, what would be the position? What about the digestive process? There is a mouth, you have to feed the stomach through the mouth. Why not I feed it through another passage? Is it possible? The food goes into the stomach. From the stomach it finds its entry into the intestines. And the intestines are performing something called a peristaltic movement. And that is a very, very regular affair. Whenever you take a solid food, it takes about 4 to 5 hours for digestion. And if you go on eating before the 5 hours, there is a lot of chaos and confusion. In one sense, we can say stomach is the breeding center for all diseases. Whenever a medicine is taken in for a disease, the stomach is fed with the medicine, and it is for the system, the circulatory system, to take the medicine to wherever it is necessary and cure the disease. Are not all these things proceeding with a discipline, with a regularity, with a process? Now our role is to study this and understand this. Only when we are able to understand the various disciplines which are working in the body, people are able to, the doctors are able to go in. See, they are able to make an entry from somewhere near the thigh into the heart region while they do angioplasty. How is it that they are able to do it? They know the regularities of the body, the disciplines with which the body functions. They are able to penetrate into them. Without disturbing the discipline, conforming to the discipline, they are able to give an additional help to the whole system. So, unless we have discipline, I don't think we will ever be able to remain functional. Let us be very clear about it. If this regularity is also not there, I think the whole system will be upset. A country will remain strong provided they have a disciplined armed forces, defense services, a disciplined police organization. They have a disciplined administration also. Now the traders and the industrialists, if they don't have a discipline, thinking that what they do is a service, they procure materials from the production site and they deliver it to the consumer site. Whatever cost is incurred for the purpose, they can add to the cost and a certain percentage as profit for running their organization. Suppose they altogether spend 10 rupees and they start charging the customer or consumer 25 or 30, certainly it is black marketing. It cannot be called a discipline at all. So I think discipline is a word which all of you have to understand. There are some disciplines which are very, very common. Discipline, there are some values. Discipline itself is a value. It is according to a discipline, everything functions in this world. If there is indiscipline, that goes out, it reverses the whole track and there is destruction, chaos and degeneration. Everywhere this is the case. Suppose you keep in one of the corners of your room all the dust that you sweep through every day and it is allowed to remain there. Is it discipline or indiscipline? There are so many cobwebs around you in the room. If they are not removed, is it discipline or indiscipline? If things are not painted periodically, is it discipline or indiscipline? If you don't wash your clothes properly and keep them intact, is it right or wrong? There are some people who do not wash the clothes properly and they begin to stink as if they themselves are stinky. It is not. It is their dress that stinks. I think that discipline is something very, very important. And discipline is always related to time. And time is related to the objects which have some regular courses or performances. Our time is primarily related to the earth, its revolution on its own axis and around the sun. Everything proceeds from there. So, please understand what is meant by a value, and in the context of a value, what is the value called discipline. This is something that every one of you will have to understand. I would like to describe value to be an enrichment. It gives strength, it gives beauty, it gives rhythm, it gives facility, it gives everything. And discipline is perhaps one of the most inevitable values for people of all kinds engaged in a variety of activities. In human life, discipline is most paramount. Harihi Om Tats. Jai Guru.